This is your 10-minute yoga practice to support and strengthen your back. Hi friends, I am Katie Arnold. Welcome back to your yoga mat. Welcome back for today's practice. This practice, like the name sounds, is all about supporting our back, strengthening, stretching, creating space. And this is a really lovely practice and a great reminder that you don't need a super long yoga practice to still gain so many of the physical benefits, the mental, emotional benefits that we can gain from our yoga asana practices. Now, for our practice today, you don't technically need any props. But I will say this practice is down on the ground. We are on our knees for the majority of the time. So sometimes it can be nice to have a little extra cushion. If you would like to do that, I highly recommend grabbing a blanket. You could also grab a towel or anything else that can just help soften your surface a little bit. So if your mat is not already rolled out, go ahead and roll it out and meet me right back here. So if you're going to use a blanket for your practice today, we have a lot of knee down stuff, so I do recommend it. But you'll notice that I have mine folded still a few times, so there's a nice cushion, and I'm lying it about halfway down at my mat. And then we're gonna get started in a child's pose. So bringing those big toes towards one another, taking your knees about as wide as your mat, and then walking those hands out in front of you. See if you can get that forehead all the way down to the mat. Allowing the belly to just relax in between those thighs. So there's nothing here that we need to think about holding on to. And seeing if you can let go of whatever may have come before this, whatever may be coming next. Allowing this child's pose to be really restful and restorative, to help release any tension. And then pressing into those hands, coming up to a neutral tabletop position. Your wrists are going to come underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath those hips. And then inhale, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale through cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through cat, let that spine round, pulling up towards the ceiling. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Moving with your breath. So your inhale is that cow pose, and your exhale takes you to cat. Continuing on your own. Letting it be okay if the pace of your breath and your movement is a little bit different than mine. Maybe a little faster, a little bit slower. Taking one more full round. Inhale, coming back to a neutral tabletop position. And then setting up for our bird dog. So inhale that right arm forward, like someone's about to shake your hand. Find balance and stability. And as you're ready, send that left leg back behind you. Flexing those left toes down towards the mat, engaging that core. Biceps by the ear, or that right bicep by that right ear. And creating that long spine. Gaze is neutral, just gazing down at your mat. Reaching from those right fingertips down the spine, all the way down that left leg, through to that heel. 3 more breaths. exhale, coming back to that neutral tabletop. We'll take it over to the other side. So reaching that left arm forward. Thumb is up towards the ceiling. Engage that core and send that right leg back behind you. Flexing those right toes down towards your mat. And we're firing on the core here, and we're focusing on core engagement because our core is not just our abs. It's this entire space all the way around the body that includes the back. So strengthening our core is going to help support our back here. 3 breaths. And exhale back to that neutral tabletop position. Keep that left hand planted. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and open. And on your exhale, start to thread that right arm underneath the left, but don't soften, just hover. Press into that left hand and inhale, sweep that right arm back up and open. Exhale, sweep it through and hover. One more time, inhale, sweeping that right arm up and open. And then exhale, thread it through, hover, and now soften all the way down to the mat. That left hand can stay in front of the face. You can reach it forward towards the top of your mat. Twisting, lengthening. One more full round of breath. Sliding that left hand back in front of the face, press into the palm and inhale, sweep that right arm back up and open one more time. Exhale back down to that neutral tabletop. All of that to the other side. Press into that right hand, inhale that left arm up and open. Exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right, hover it off of your mat. Inhale, that left arm reaches back up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath the right, hover off of your mat. One more time, inhale, sweep and reach. Exhale, hover. And then go ahead and soften all the way down to the mat. Right hand can stay right here, or maybe you walk it forward. Hips are staying elevated. Breathing into all the space that we're creating in the body here. Sliding that right hand back in front of the face, press into the palm, inhale that left arm up and open. Exhale back to that tabletop position, curling your toes under, letting your hips go up and back, finding downward facing dog. And so for our first down dog here, go ahead and pedal out those feet. Bending one knee and bending the other. Really waking up the hamstrings. Inviting the backs of our legs into our practice. And as it feels good, maybe inviting some stillness in here. And if that low back is really tight today, then I want you to bring a bend to those knees. It could be a big bend, it could be a small bend, but bending those knees will help release some of the tension in that low back. Inhale, start to shift it forward to a high plank pose. Palms pressing into the mat, heels pulling towards the back of our space. Create that long line. Take just 3 breaths here. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Keep those hands underneath your shoulders. Pull the shoulders down the back. Pressing into the palms. On an inhale breath, start to lift up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower all the way back down. This time, inhaling up for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower all the way back down. I think you see where we're going. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower it all the way down. Final time here. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay for a full round of breath. Big inhale. Exhale, lower. Stack your hands. Let your forehead rest on stacked hands. And gently shimmy those hips side to side. Release any tension. And then slide your hands underneath your shoulders once again. Press yourself up and back to that child's pose. Knees apart, big toes towards one another. Getting back in the same position, the same posture that we started our practice. Reminding ourselves that giving our bodies, giving our back some love does not need to be really complicated. If all you have today is 10 minutes, know that that is enough. And slowly start to roll yourself back up. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you don't already have my free Mindful Movement class calendar, a link is in the description below. And I will see you back here for your next yoga practice.